Hello, folks. Hope you're doing all right. Welcome to Stay Well with Dr. Zorba Pastor.
And guess who that is? It's me.
That was like a
You're the
cowbell
guitar.
class.
Yeah, you're the singer and guitar player. Does sound like a
We got
cowbell.
water glasses here.
But in Chicago, they never had cowbells.
No cowbells?
We
There were
didn't
no
have
cows,
cows.
right.
You know, Mrs. O'Leary was a long time ago. There were no cows. No cows on my street. There was the milkman, but he wasn't a cow.
And he had no cowbell around his neck or anything? He should have had a
He did
little
not
bell.
have a cowbell. But he rang a bell when he came to the house.
From the truck?
From the truck. It was
cool.
a white truck. He was dressed in a white hat, white suit, like a Good Humor man. You probably never saw a Good Humor man.
That's ice cream, right?
In
Good
white.
Humor?
That was ice cream. And he had eggs and milk. I don't remember what his name was. He was a big, strong guy.
Big guy.
That's what I remember. Yeah.
Big Chicago guy.
Yeah, big Chicago guy.
I'm Carl
Although
Christensen.
I thought he lived on a farm. He probably didn't.
He drove a long way because
He
you were right in
didn't-
the city,
he didn't
right?
live on a farm. He probably just delivered this stuff. Talked to me as a kid. He had a big face, so I must have been 5.
Okay.
He'd ask me how I was. Yeah.
Listeners,
Say, drinking your milk? That's what he would say.
Listeners, if you could see Zorba's face right
I'm
now, he
sorry.
is reminiscing.
I'm reminiscing
deep in nostalgia right
about
now.
the milk
nostalgia.
and the eggs.
Okay, anyways, I'm Carl Christensen. I'm across the desk from the icon in the health world, Dr. Zorba Pastor. We got a big show today. We do. We're going to do a double shot of health topics. First, we're going to
'Cause we
look
have
at...
so many we want to talk
There's
about.
a lot going on. Yeah, we're going to look at some more research about the benefits of coffee.
Mm-hmm.
So good news for the coffee drinkers. And then in another topic, we're going to talk about a concerning study about toddler foods and
Yes,
what's in
right,
those.
yes.
What's in the majority of
Right,
toddler
right.
foods.
What it is. You've got a small baby, you got a toddler, what's in the food. Did you read the label? We're going to tell you what that label really shows and what it doesn't show about what are in those little Gerber foods that look so good. You open it up. It's got a nice label, goes in there. What do you think's inside?
Those little
We're
pouches.
going to tell you.
Yeah,
Right, and the
exactly.
pouches.
Zorba's going to help out some listeners because we're going to get to some listener emails. And if you have a question, phone number to call anytime is 608-492-9292.
And you can email me at askdrzorba@gmail.com and go to our website, drzorba.org.
All right, let's get to our first healthy living topic, Zorba. Good news for coffee drinkers. New study out that suggests coffee, it can slow down aging process.
Right. So this is really interesting. And as I've said before, there are many people that think coffee is bad. Those are the people who don't like to have fun.
Who are
not
these
really,
people? Jeez.
Not really. Not really. But some people can't tolerate coffee. And for years, doctors said, cardiologists, don't drink coffee. It's bad for your heart. When in fact, coffee is really a salubriant in more ways than one. But turning that train around to say coffee isn't just okay, but is good for you is a difficult thing. Things change slowly in medicine. It's a very conservative when it comes to changing ideas of what we should do. So coffee contains polyphenols, naturally occurring micronutrients that help lower the damage to the body cell and lower inflammation.
Okay.
And they're also what give it its taste. So if you have a coffee pot, you leave it on the stove, and you leave it there, we'll say on a stove or whatever, and you leave it, and you see, you smell the coffee in the room. Half an hour later, it tastes bitter. And that has to do with a lot of these phenols, polyphenols, that have then sort of evaporated into the air. So they add to taste, but they also help your body. So polyphenols are found in a variety of foods. Berries like blueberries, raspberries, strawberries, which we know are good for you, artichokes, spinach have them, dark chocolate is filled with polyphenols, extra virgin olive oil, walnuts, green and black teas, and coffee. So, aging-associated problems that occur in chronic disease often may be helped by polyphenols. Now, in examples like the blue zones, so the blue zones, there was scientists went out, wrote a great book about the blue zones. He looked at people where basically they had longevity, but good longevity. They weren't generally in nursing homes. They may live to 90, 95, 100, and had a good life. And they had a variety of things. They had plentiful fruits and vegetables. They often ate a lot of fish. They didn't eat as much red meat, but they also drank coffee and thought that maybe this may be part of it. And polyphenols in coffee help specific proteins in the body to alleviate inflammation. And inflammation, we know, is associated also with heart disease and stroke. So there's a new gene that has been discovered called the NR4A1, which is a stress gene that produces oxidative inflammation within the body. And it appears that coffee, and specifically phenols, like the caffeine within coffee, bind to NR4A1, therefore reducing the inflammation and damage that occurs in chronic aging. So the bottom line here is you should not think of coffee as bad for you. Bad, bad, bad. You should think of coffee as good for you. Good. Because the reality is the more information we have, the more we see that coffee actually is a salubriant. I mean, and I've been joking about this for years. I need my coffee to wake up in the morning, which I do. But the reality is the more studies that come out show that coffee is actually good for you. Now, there are two things that people thought were really good for you. They thought coffee was good for you, and I've been listening to old-time radio.
Sure.
I've been listening to Jack Benny. Have you ever heard of him?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
Let's see. Bob Hope.
Oh, sure.
Okay.
Yep.
Fibber, McGee, and Molly.
You lost me on that one.
Burns and Allen.
Yep, I've heard of Burns and Allen.
So all of those, for the most part, were brought to you by cigarettes. they were jingles. They were the beginning of jingles. And the cigarettes were talked about as healthy for you. It'll pick you up when you're down and out. It'll calm you down if you have a lot of stress. And they were selling it as a salubriant. Well, we know that is wrong. But we know that coffee, because they would do Maxwell House coffee, good to the last drop, was selling it to you as something good for you. That part is correct. No tobacco, yes to caffeine.
Okay, Zorba, from coffee, now we're going to move on to baby food, or I guess toddler food. Mm-hmm. There's a new study that found that 4 out of 5 toddler foods are ultra processed.
Yeah, it's kind of shocking.
A little bit.
So let me ask you a question. Carl, do you have any children?
I do.
I know the answer to that.
I do have 2 of them. They're not toddlers.
So, but when they were toddlers, did you make their baby food? Did you buy baby food, or did you use a combination?
A combination. We definitely leaned on those, those pouches of baby food. Yeah, those things are pretty convenient.
But would you make it make the food, put it away, freeze it? What'd you do? Do you remember it at all?
I can't even. It's
hard to
foggy
remember.
Time.
No, it's a foggy time.
It is.
So we called it a baby grinder. It wasn't a baby. It's a little thing we'd put food in.
That's dark.
And we would grind it. We knew it was dark and funny, so the kids could eat food from the table. And we were making food, putting it in ice cube trays.
Oh, yeah.
Put it in the freezer, and then we wanted to pop it out. And then we would use some store-bought baby food, but we didn't want to do it because, among other things, we didn't want to spend the money.
Sure.
And baby food costs, they're 4-ounce jars, and it's between 25 cents and 65 cents an ounce. So, do the math, 6 times 4, a jar might be $1.50, $2.50, and how many you're using? It's a lot of money that goes down the tubes. But it turns out that according to some recent research, 4 out of 5 foods sold to toddlers are ultra processed. According to 2,700 products on the shelf that were looked at by WHO. So they wanted to see, what is ultra processing? So commercial foods that are marketed for kids between 6 months and 36 months should have no added sugar, right? No artificial sweeteners, right? No concentrated fruit juices. It should have fruit that's ground up, but not fruit juices. That's cheaper, and it's really too sweet. Limit the saturated fats, right? Limit the sodium, because you're actually looking at a lifetime of eating for your child. You want to develop their palate so they eat right. Now, I never thought about that when we had our 4 kids. I thought about them. We're teaching them how to eat once we're at the table, but I didn't think about them for the first 6 months or year of life. That the food I'm giving them I want it to be healthy, but I never thought of it as I'm influencing what they find good taste. But that may be really part of it. So 1/4 of the foods were too high in sodium. Many were too high in fat, and a lot of them, the fruit pouches, were too high in sugar. So fruit pouches and oat bars Oats sounds good. We're higher in sugar. Ready-to-eat mac, cheese mac, and turkey sausage. You think it's going to be good. It's got turkey sausage, high in sodium and fat. Peanut butter puffs were a little bit too high in sodium. The fat, of course, I think was okay. It's good oil. The problem is these crowd out in the grocery store foods that are actually better for your kids. Why? They sell. Who are they actually selling to? You.
The parents.
The parent.
Right.
You say, let me see what it tastes like. And you go, oh, that tastes good. Why does it taste good? High in sugar, high in fat, high in sodium. That's the way we eat. You don't think about your kid, and your kid basically is going to eat what you serve them because they're hungry. So a toddler fills up on the right fruit snacks, the right yogurt, the right crackers will make a very big difference. In the first 1,000 days of a child's life, that's the way to think of it, are for growth and development of the brain.
Sure.
Why feed them ultra-processed foods? So if you look at RFK, who is not my guy that I like, and he talks about let's get ultra-processed out of the marketplace. He's right in doing that, but he hasn't gone after baby food. He hasn't gone after it. Now, is that because he doesn't know about it? Or is that because the lobbying is too much for it? Remember, these are political issues.
Follow the money.
Is that because follow the money? Is that because they give too much money to whatever's in politics, so they're not going to attack it? But they really ought to look at ultra-processed baby food and say, you've got to make baby food healthier. And that would be a good way to attack it. It's not just your food as an adult, but it's the child's food as their brain is growing and developing. Get rid of too much sugar, too much salt, too much fat, ultra-processing. Let's bring healthy baby food into the marketplace. That's what I think is the right thing to do. Carl.
Tell me, Zorba.
You know how much I love coffee.
Oh, you
right?
love coffee.
Years ago, I tried Just Coffee Co-op's Bike Fuel.
Bike fuel.
Medium roast coffee.
Yeah.
And I was smitten. It's fair trade organic coffee. I bought it and I am hooked.
You're still drinking it today.
Absolutely.
Yeah, Just Coffee Cooperative. It's a worker-owned fair trade and organic coffee roasting co-op in Madison, Wisconsin. And they're dedicated to a model of commerce based on transparency, respect for labor, and environmental sustainability.
That's right, Carol. No flavors, no additives, just coffee. And guess what, listeners? If you use the code ZORBA10, you'll get 10% off your entire order on their website, www.justcoffee.coop. Just Coffee Cooperative. Justice from the grounds up.
If you have a question for the good doc, call this number, 608-492-9292.
Email me at askdrzorba@gmail.com. And remember, we've got a website, drzorba.org.
All right, Zorba, let's do a listener email. Should we do that?
Of course.
This is a message from Heather in Buffalo, New York, who writes, Hi, Dr. Zorba. I've enjoyed your show for several years now, and I'm so grateful you've continued on the air in the form of a podcast. I truly appreciate the health information and humor you provide while simultaneously encouraging your listeners to serve as health advocates on their own unique health journeys.
So nice.
It's well written.
Thank you.
Nice job,
and
Heather.
what a compliment.
Yeah, very nice. Heather says, I also had the good fortune of seeing you in Western New York when you spoke at Canisius University in the late spring. It was a
Misspelled.
wonderful...
Canisius.
You're wearing,
That's
it's funny,
okay.
you're wearing the hat right
I'm
now,
wearing
even.
the hat.
Canisius
I
University.
am wearing the hat.
I
And I didn't know this was on the show.
It's
love
not
that.
Canisius?
No,
It's
Canisius.
Canisius. All right. It was a wonderful presentation, she said.
Wonderful.
Very
Yeah.
cool. All right. Here's the question. I recently read an article that referenced a study that stated long-term melatonin users had higher rates of heart failure, hospitalizations, and death than non-melatonin users. I've been using 2.5 milligrams of the same brand of melatonin for several years, and I'm concerned about this risk. What are your thoughts? Is it safe for me to continue taking, or should I switch to magnesium instead?
Well, first of all, I think it's totally safe.
Okay.
And not every scientific study is good science. You mean, It may be good. It may be junk science. It may be, was there a control? Was it a double-blind, placebo-controlled trial for melatonin that would be there? It's not going to be, no sponsor, no drug company is going to sponsor it. It would have to get money from the NIH or NSF, National Science Foundation, or National Institute of Health, which may decide to actually study it. And then how big is the study? There are a lot of things in there. I don't believe it. I don't believe that melatonin is bad for you. Why? It's been used for many, many years. In Germany, most of Europe, by the way, it is a prescription drug. So they actually look at the drug itself and say it should be limited. I don't think it needs to be limited. So the answer is magnesium will not do the same as melatonin. I believe it's safe.
All right. Let's do another email. Should we just do one right after the other? Why not? All right. This is from Katie in Green Bay, Wisconsin. Dear Dr. Zorba, we've listened to your radio show for many years.
I love it.
Now we listen to your podcast. We're grateful for your invaluable medical information and advice. I like that these emails start out with compliments.
It is very
nice. It's nice.
It is very nice. Yes.
All right. Katie continues. In March, I had my annual physical, which included blood work. My cholesterol numbers were cholesterol 228. Zorba's writing him down. This is good. Right. He's a good student. Mm-hmm. HDL 83 and LDL 136. I was told not to worry due to my, quote, good cholesterol number. Yeah. I would like to know what you think. I'm a 67-year-old female in relative good health. I'm not on any medications. I do take a multivitamin, calcium, and vitamin D. Thanks again.
Great numbers. Absolutely great.
Those are good numbers.
The reason why the total cholesterol at 228 is somewhat elevated is because your HDL is so high, and that's the protective cholesterol. We get concerned in some people, not everyone, when the low density, the LDL cholesterol is 136. I mean, it's plus or minus 15 points. It doesn't matter. Now, if you were a diabetic, if you had a strong family history of early heart disease, like your mom or dad, let's say, got a heart attack in his 40s, or your mom got it at 45 or 50, that would be different. This is only one aspect of cardiac health. But if I were told these numbers and somebody who did not have a strong family history, I would say, you're good. Keep it up. Do your other things. Exercise and do everything else. You do not need a statin.
Okay. Good to know. Have a healthy living question for Zorba? Just post it on our Facebook page. You could email askdrzorba@gmail.com.
Or call me at 608-492-9292. I love to hear those phone calls. 608-492-9292.
And listeners, you can call anytime.
Anytime.
We probably won't answer, but leave us a voicemail, and we might use your voicemail. We might call you back, and then you can talk to Zorba for the podcast taping.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's how it usually works. Okay. Every once in a while, we do this little segment where Zorba reads reviews that we get for the podcast. A lot of people post reviews on Apple Podcasts, Spotify. Zorba has not seen these yet.
I haven't seen them.
These are some reviews.
I didn't know we were doing this.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
I like to spring this on you. This is from Apple Podcasts, so these are some reviews. Here you go.
I'm going to read
passing the paper over to Zorba. Yep, he's going to read those.
All right. Apple Podcasts.
Who's this from?
Let's see. This is from someone with the letter D.
DD. Got it.
Well, but not my daughter.
Not D.
My daughter's name is D.
I think it's initials.
Yeah,
D,
I mean, she would not
D.
do this.
Yeah.
Well, she would, actually, but it's not from her. That's not what she would do. This is by far my favorite health podcast. Great. Dr. Zorba always delivers helpful advice. Thank you. And he makes me laugh, too. Thank you. And he always helps me to stay well. I love it.
Hey, she stole your line there.
That's right. Okay.
Or he, whoever
That's
DD
right.
is.
So this is from Sudden Sal. I love Dr. Zorba. I have listened to him for years, over a decade, always as a podcast, as he did on live Wisconsin Public Radio in Wisconsin. I was heartbroken to hear the WPRs cut him. Yes, they had to cut a number of jobs, so they cut all of their national shows, and that's what they had to do. And I was one of the national shows. I'm so grateful that he and Carl have kept the podcast going. It's even better now. Woohoo! Without the constraints of public radio. Yes, we can say things we couldn't say on WPR, and it's even better now. So we now have Dr. Zorba Unleashed. I love it.
Like
Unleashed.
Dr. Zorba
He is
Unleashed.
America's doctor. Nice to say. That is to say, he is the doctor we all wish we could have as our doctor. Thanks so much for all you do. That is really, really,
That's nice.
really nice.
I like
really-
Dr.
I
Zorba
really appreciate
Unleashed. Should that be a new segment on the podcast?
Yes, actually, yeah, that's it. That's it.
What would that be, Zorba? Let's
I don't
spitball
know.
this. You're unleashed.
Swear. I'd be
Okay.
swearing.
It's just all swearing, the whole thing.
That's right.
Okay.
I don't know what unleashed. I have to think about
Let's
that.
think about that.
I'm
Yeah, I
pretty
did
unleashed
just spring
now.
it on you.
I'm
Yeah,
unleashed.
You are.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks, listeners. Thanks for if you
Thank
have more
you.
reviews, just go review on Apple
Love
Podcasts.
it.
Maybe Zorba will read it.
Love it.
Love it. All right, we got to end this one, right?
Yes, we
What
do.
did we learn? We did a double shot of topics. First one was about coffee, maybe
Yes.
slowing down the aging process.
Yes.
And then we also talked about toddler foods and how a lot of them are
Ultra
ultra-processed.
processed. We think about we think we don't want to eat a Twinkie. Some of the foods we're feeding our toddlers basically are probably a Twinkie in a jar.
Yeah, not good.
Look at the ingredients.
Yeah.
If it's got more than 5 ingredients, as Michael Pollan would say, it might be fake food.
We helped out. I keep saying we. Zorba helped out a listener
it's
about
we.
melatonin.
It's we.
Oh, come on! I just
We're a
read the
team.
email.
We're a team.
You did the
We're a
advice.
team.
Okay,
We're
we're
a
a team. We talked about melatonin, some cholesterol, and Zorba read reviews. That's it, though, right? Here we
That's
are.
it.
What do we
That's
got?
it. We love it. Call us 608-492-9292. Email me at askdrzorba@gmail.com. Come to the website, drzorba.org. And don't forget to stay well.